Another fantastic method of fishing throughout the winter months is PVA bags. Now, I can't really explain how essential PVA bag fishing is, saying like when it comes to the colder months. You've got to be prepared. It's no good going to the bank and not preparing and having quite a few bags tied up and doing it on bank. In the colder months, I think, me personally, you've got to obviously look harder, try harder to find those fish. Just a little sign. So first tip that I would say is, when you get to a lake, just don't jump into the first peg unless you've got it booked, which I totally understand. Use the most important things that we've got, that's as eyes, and watch that water. Even if you're there half an hour, 2 hours, look in that lake. I mean, the lake behind me is, I think it's about 60 odd acres, so I need to try and locate them fish, and I'm in with half a chance then, otherwise I'm just wasting my time. So take your time in finding them fish, and the perfect method for using that in winter is a PVA bag. Now, a PVA bag, you can put in that basically whatever you want, but you're only making one disturbance. If you cast that in, you've got all the food sources, the active mixers, you've got pellets, you've got your wafter, you can add your liquids to it for attraction, and you know that you're going to be fishing. No rigs are going to be tangled, and you've always got some food around that hook bait, just in case that carp decides to have a little go. So tip 2 is PVA bags. Do not put them to one side throughout the winter. Obviously what I do is, which I'm going to explain to you about, is again, I scale things down. So what I'll do is I'll use a lot more active mix, which is the trigger ice. I'll use 2mm pellets, because even though the water temperatures are colder, I know that they're going to dissolve a little bit quicker. It's not going to be feeding the fish up. And the active mix, when I've added the liquid into it, is going to be releasing signals, smells, everything through that water. There's going to be a little bits floating up to the top, and then you've got the pellets, which is 2mm, so obviously you're going to have a dissolved pellet round you, but that active mix, when that trigger ice liquid gets into it, it's absolutely devastating. Now, I've had quite a lot of success this year using the PVA bags, but what I've been having a lot of fish on is the new yellow blank savers. Now, these are fruity, not a bright yellow, but they're very distinctive. They've got essential oils in, and I just think that, well, I've caught quite a few fish on them, so my confidence in that pot is absolutely sky high. I know for a fact if them fish want to have a nibble, they are going to ever go on that one. So that's one of my tips. When you're bag fishing as well, I will say one thing. Always make sure that your hook is correctly presented in that bag. You don't want to be putting your pellets in and knocking that point off or anything like that. So take your time in tying your bags. But preparation, you sat at home, it's dark nights, your dinner hour at work, make the bags, pre-tie them so you've always got enough ammo. If you have it off, you're not going to be messing about. The feeding spells in winter are a lot slower, shall we say, than they are in summer. So you need to capitalise on that feeding spell. So always have 5 or 6 bags ready made. Add your liquid after, when you are just about to cast in. So please do not put to one side using PVA bags this winter. The Trigger Ice is a great all year round bait. I've just been using the, well, I have been using and will be using Trigger Ice 2mm pellets, Trigger Ice active mix, and yellow blank savers, and the beautiful Trigger Ice liquid injected into my bag. Try it out and I can guarantee you will have some success. Now we're going to talk about how to create the PVA bag. Now there's a few products which I use from Nash Tackle, which I've used for years. When you're tying your hook link, it needs to be supple. You can, well, I suppose you can, but you don't want to be using like coated hook links. So what I use is, I use the Armour Link. This is fast sinking braid, very heavy, very durable. It's got Kevlar running through it. I've used that for years, and when that's damp, it's absolutely fantastic. So that's just one of the components that I actually use in the bag. Fang twisters, mega sharp hooks, love them. I'll show you this one. So this is one of the rigs that I actually use, well, for all my bag fishing. So as you can see, I've got a twister hook. I've got a little kicker which has just been cut down, so as the kicker usually goes up like that, I've actually cut that bend off it. It's just got a slight bend. I just want it to turn that hook when it's in fish's mouth. I just use like a little multi-rig so I can change the hook quick if it does come in which is blunt on a little rig ring. And as you can see there, I've got a shot. Now I'll use this basically because if that fish is sucking it in, that shot is automatically going to pull that hook down into its lip. I also use a little sinker as well, just to keep everything pinned down. But when that is, look how that turns, absolutely perfect when that shot. That's a BB shot as well. You can't really put putty on your hook link. Simple reason, because when you're popping it actually in your bags, all pellets are going to get stuck to it, or all active stick mix is going to get stuck to it. That's one of the reasons why I actually use a BB shot. And as you can see, that's super supple. I just use one of the Nash drop off unleaded lead systems, bag systems. Now yeah, I get the people losing leads and things like that, but I will be totally honest with you, if I'm bag fishing, for 95% of the time I will automatically drop my lead, because when I get a fish I want to be in direct contact with that fish. I don't want a 3.5, 4 ounce lead smashing it about, because we're using quite a short hook link. I don't want that lead to actually pull that hook out of that fish's mouth. So that's one of the reasons why I always drop the lead. But it's up to you. The only way, if you don't want to drop the lead, is because I've gone on the outside of the lead. As you can see, they're super slim, them Nash leads. You can just put a stringer needle through it, and you can actually pull the leader through the middle of the lead, and then you're not going to drop. You're not going to drop your lead. So that's just a little bit about the components which I use in my bag fishing. So what we'll do is, as you can see here, these are fast melt. Because the water temperatures are dropping, I would automatically use a fast melt rather than a slow melt. For a simple reason, when it's on that bottom, I need it to be working straight away. I don't want to be concealed in a bag. Not that it's going to be there for a long time, but I want to get active straight away. So what I usually do is, there's two ingredients which I use from Nutrabaits. As you can see there, Trigger Ice 2mm pellet and the Trigger Ice active bag mix. And I've used this all year, and it's actually proven to be quite devastating. You've got to be it's fiddly doing these. Yes, you can use your preloaders, but I'm pretty, I think I'm pretty sad really, because I quite enjoy tying bags. I think it's therapeutic because I'm concentrating on it. I'm not thinking about how else. So what I do is, I'll just get a few little 2mm pellets, just stick them in there like that. As you can see, yellow blank saver with the ends trimmed off. Whether it makes any difference, I don't know. It does for me in my head, because that's what I've had quite a lot of fish on. So if you just put that in there, now it's a little bit fiddly because you're just going to twist the up link round, and I need to know that everything is sitting perfect. So it is a little bit fiddly, but I know now that hook is sat perfect. And then what I will do is I'll add a few more pellets, and then I will bring that up link just up a little bit, just so I can see, basically so I can see that shot. And I know now everything is sat absolutely perfect. Then, simple as that, we put the lead in. That's why I love this unleaded lead core. It follows all the contours of the lake bottom. It's super supple. I'm sure when it's on lake bottom, if fish are actually going past it, they cannot feel it. It's just absolutely fantastic. And then what we do is we get the active bag mix. Put that in there. And then what we've got to do with this is, because that bag mix, you've got to get it like even round both sides, so that lead is actually in the middle, so as you can see it like that. So what we'll do is, I love this stuff, what we'll do is we'll add a little bit more. Why I'm adding more stick mix to the bag than pellets is because, like I said, in colder months I need it to be working straight away. So I need that stick mix either going through them columns, sending signals off. The trigger ice liquid will actually inject to that, so it's going to sit on the bottom as well. So it's this active bag mix is doing me a lot of favours whilst it's in the water. So just get that padded down nice, and then what we'll do is just some trigger ice pellet, 2 mils again. Just put them in, and then what I do is I just get a little twist, leave in comments if you think I'm sad because I like tying bags up. It'd be interesting to see. But what I'll do is, so when I get home from work, if I know I'm going fishing for a length of time, I mean that's solid, that's going to proper explode when it's on bottom, when that PVA is dissolving. I don't sit there and tie 20 bags up straight away. What I'll do is I'll get home, I'll set my mind on it, I'll tie 5 up one night, put stuff away. Next night, if I feel alright, yeah, tie another bag up, so it don't get monotonous. So that's what I do. And as you can see, all the time when I'm doing this, I'm taking the air out, but I'm actually twisting. They're very pliable, these, so I'm twisting it all the time. As you can see there, that is super tight. And then what I do is I just get my fingers, hold it. Now if you ain't done this before, actually that bit can be a bit fiddly, so what I'll do is I get PVA tape, and then I go around 1, 2, 3, 4, tie 1 knot, round again, round and round again. So now your bag should start looking like that. So then what we do is I'll just trim them tag ends off. Always like to keep it all neat. Now this bit I have done it myself, so you wait a bit first. Obviously that leader, get it out of the way, because I have actually cut a few leaders. And then what I do is I get my unleaded lead core like that, keep it out of the way. Beautiful PVA bag, but we haven't finished yet. So be careful, obviously, when you're doing this, because obviously it's PVA, it dissolves, so you don't want to put too much slather on it. So as you can see here, I just slightly roll it off on them flaps on the side, because you need it aerodynamic. So there we go. Put that side down. Put the sides down, and then what we're going to do is, people do this different, so there's no rhyme or reason, there's no right or wrong. This is just my way that I do it. Some people fold it like that, some people fold it in, some people cut it and fold it, but this is just the way that I do it. So again, I'll just lick my finger, pull it tight, pull it tight again, and then just hold it down at the bit. Now as you can see, that is one beautiful food parcel of bait for the Mr. Carps, but we haven't finished getting yet. Now, this is the bit that I enjoy doing, and I think as an extra ingredient has benefited me throughout my fishing this year. Now, I will be honest with you, I will start changing to the liquid food. This year I've been using a lot of salmon oil and obviously the garlic, but I think that salmon oil, you can use, there's no rhyme or reason, it's just me. I prefer to go on a liquid food bait through winter than coming into springtime when them carp needs some of the ingredients that's in salmon oil for its own benefits, then I'll swap back. So now what we do is, I'll get the injector, can you see what as I mentioned before, all that liquid is going into that stick mix. Now that, when that's on bottom, I'll just stop it. Now that, when it's on the bottom, all them flavours, smells, scents, signals, everything is going to be releasing, and I would near as damn say there's not a lake in the UK where a carp would not eat that. So your PVA bags, trigger ice stick mix, bag mix, 2mm pellets, blank savers. I've used yellow, obviously we do the white ones which are the garlic, and we do the pink ones which is another fruit ester, shall we say. It's up to you, or you can use pop-ups, you can use whatever you want, but it's that liquid which is making that bag active. So try this out this winter. Let us know in comments how you go on. I'd be interested to find out. So good luck everybody. I hope you have a good winter.